Hey, what's going on everyone? Today I'm going to show you how to take your stock Mototec 1600 watt, this is the 36 or 48 volt bike, and transform it into a mini Surron using just a few tools and of course a Surron seat. Now this mod has been out for a while. We're going to show you how to do it the freeway. I'm also going to be showing you guys my plastic tank delete kit. This has a really slim shroud which goes between your legs, which I'm going to show you later. For this install, of course, you will need a Surron seat. Here I have mine with a fender as well, and shameless self plug, this is my indestructible fender for the Surron. If you want, this will be available on my site as well. This is really cool because it's never going to crack on you. But to do your removal and install, you're going to need just a few tools: a Phillips head screwdriver, a 10mm socket with a wrench for it, Allen socket, a 5mm specifically, and then you're going to need a 13mm socket on a wrench as well. So let's go ahead and take off the factory plastics, and then we'll get into installing the new stuff. To start, we're going to remove the rear seat. There is one 13mm nut back here that you're going to want to remove, and then the seat itself is going to slide backwards. And then we're going to work on removing the plastics, which are mainly held in by Phillips head screws. With the seat removed, you can see the screws that are holding the factory plastics. And these four right here, they're actually a pretty long screw with a nut on the back side. So you'll want to put your fingers on the back of the frame and hold the nut while you loosen the Phillips head screws up here. These ones, you're going to just go ahead and remove them normally. And for now, we're going to leave these screws that hold this centerpiece in place. Now, besides those screws that we removed up top, we have some Allen bolts here, and it's held in by a 10mm nut on the back side. Mine I've already got loose, but you'll probably want to put a wrench on the back side while you loosen the front here. This is a 5mm, and you also have another 5mm screw back here that you're going to want to go ahead and loosen. So once you got those two off, the only ones left for these plastics up here are going to be, well, these screws up at the front. Mine are mismatched. I don't recall if these are the original screws, but one of them is a 5mm Allen. The other one is a screwdriver. So as long as you have those tools, you should be able to remove them. Now let's go ahead and remove everything else that we need, and then I'll show you how to get the Surron seat on. Now we got everything off, and we can start to worry about installing our Surron seat. Now, like I was saying at the beginning of the video, there are two ways to install your Surron seat. And what people have done for a while is do something like this. You grab a piece of metal and a couple of washers, you bolt that down to the front of the seat, and it actually goes into this mounting tab right here. And then back here, if you've got the fitment right, you should just have to drill some holes in the frame. They're gonna be pretty far at the back, but this is kind of a good thing because you're going to be able to put your weight all the way back here. And then at that point, you do have a Surron seat installed on your bike. Now, what I noticed after having ridden like this for a lot of miles is that with the factory plastics as they are, you end up having not a lot of room here by your legs, and it can be pretty annoying that these things can cut up and scratch your legs, especially if you might drop the bike and break off some of this plastic. So today I'm going to show you my solution, which is a kit of parts, including a bracket for the front of the seat, a guide to drill the holes in the back of the frame, and then this replacement cowl, which goes where the factory fuel tank should be, I guess. And this gives you a lot more room for your legs when you're riding. So let's go ahead and remove the 5mm bolts that hold this plastic cover in place, and then I'll show you how everything goes together with my kit. So there's my custom designed plastic cover for the battery compartment, and you can see that it has a lot more space now for your legs, and it reuses the factory hardware as well. Then if you ordered my kit, you're going to use this guide right here. It's going to go over the back of the frame. You can slap it on to make sure it's all the way on there as possible. And then you're going to go ahead and drill these two holes into the frame, and that's where the rear points are going to mount for the seat. As far as the front goes, you're going to grab this piece, which replaces the need for a metal bar, You're gonna install it in this orientation so that it can accept the front tab where the seat would mount. And then you're gonna use my included hardware. These are flanged and serrated nuts, so once they clamp on, they stick in place. And then we can actually take our seat. We'll go ahead and line it up with the tab at the front, shimmy it forwards, and then you should find that back here, once you've got it shimmied all the way forwards, the bolts should go right into those holes that you drilled. So go ahead and throw a couple more nuts back here. And just like that, you've got your own mini Surron. Like I said, this is what it looks like with my kit. You've got a lot more leg room. You've got the perfect fit, no clearance issues with plastic in your knees. This is my indestructible fender right here. And I do have another finish of this cover in a smooth finish. So if you're interested in that, I should have it up on my site. Check it out in the description down below. I'll have a link to this kit. I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and we'll see you in the next video.